talking about transport of a protein into the ER. So we have here our ribosome comprised of the small subunit and the large subunit, as well as our SRP, which will come into play in a moment. So in the cytoplasm, we have our mRNA coming into contact with our ribosome where translation will occur. When the signal sequence is translated, we have binding of the SRP to the signal sequence and also blocks the tRNA entrance site in the ribosome, causing a pause in translation. Next, we're going to go to the ER where we'll see the SRP interacting with the SRP receptor.
The SRP will bring the ribosome in contact with the phospholipid bilayer, and this will allow the interaction of the SRP with the SRP receptor. Then, this will allow the docking of the ribosome to the Sec61, allowing a tight ion seal between the Sec61 and the ribosome.
After the ion-tight seal has been created between the Sec61 translocator and the ribosome, the SRP and SRP receptor are then released, and the translocator transfers the growing polypeptide chain across the membrane. At this point, translation continues and translocation begins. GTP hydrolysis during translation is the driving force that pushes the protein through the pore. The translocator is gated in two directions. It can open like a pore, and the polypeptide chain is translated into the ER, and at the end, the signal sequence peptide is cleaved and gets left in the membrane, while the protein is left in the ER lumen. It can also open laterally to release the signal sequence to integrate laterally into the lipid bilayer to create transmembrane proteins, but in this scenario, the signal sequence is not cleaved.
When multiple hydrophobic start and stop transfer sequences are present in the polypeptide, we get creation of a multi-pass transmembrane protein. For this, the Sec61 translocator opens laterally to allow lateral integration of the hydrophobic sequences into the membrane. So here we have the start transfer getting integrated laterally into the membrane. We also have the stop transfer getting integrated laterally into the membrane. After the entire polypeptide chain has been translated, the ion-tight seal is broken and the ribosome goes back to floating in the cytoplasm, and the Sec61 translocator becomes inactive until the cycle repeats.